Hi everyone, this is Melissa again, and I am in the back of my home, and there's a beautiful lake behind me here. I just love my home here, and I wanted to take a minute to talk about um, abortion again. I just got back from a bike ride, and it's like 76, I think now, so it's really hot. Taking a bike ride. But I just wanted to take more time to talk about the abortion issue. I think we need tons of communication to talk about this, just tons. We're in a battle, and I think we need to talk it out. Anyways, this is my home, and the reason why I'm sharing. Oops, hold on. There's a hornet going in my home. Hold on. I left the door open. Okay. So the reason why um, I'm sharing this video outside is because I just want to share this beautiful scenery a little bit. This is our lake, and we have so much fun. We have a big family, and this is the home I have now after starting off with nothing. So poverty again is not it's not an excuse. It's never an excuse to abort a baby. Even when we have nothing to start off with, we can work, we can use resources, we can do all kinds of things to make it work. So we started off in a trailer, and it was a small 12 by 65 trailer, and we had 5 kids. And what we did was we got creative. We had the first 3 were very close together, and then we had like a 6-year break, and then we had 2 more. So as the older kids started to leave home, we had more room in the trailer. And I had to work at it. Homemaking is a lost art. I've talked about that. And if you are willing to just work at it and get creative, you can have a family, a big family in a very small area. Most of the time, the kids spent their time outside. We had a beautiful yard. It was gorgeous, just for when they were little. We had a park where the kids could go out and ride their bikes. They could, they had like a little bit of woods in the back. So they, at a young age, thought the trees were great. I mean, it wasn't much, but it was something for when they were little. We went to the playgrounds, and the boys enjoyed lots of times playing there. We used the city pools. So we were outside a lot, and we also enjoyed, other people's homes. We enjoyed going over there. The trailer was not the main source of activity, although there was a lot I did do at home. And then when I did have time to clean up, I had to work at cleaning up and doing the dishes and cooking and cleaning and organizing and structuring the days and having naps and all that. But if you have a real strong hand on things, you can raise children for practically nothing. So through the years, I stayed home, and I made a home for my family out of nothing. And it was cozy and it was cute. And then that home started getting really old. I mean, it just started falling apart. We were there for like 23 years. And I call it, looking back, I could call it almost the fire movement, but it was really by default. I mean, it was just by not having a lot to work with that taught me to be more frugal than before, when I had a materialistic mindset. So our joy isn't in stuff. There was a time that I did think if my boyfriend at the time brought me things, I would be happy. I thought if he brought me things, that meant love. But that's not that's not the case. Love sacrifices. It's not in buying things. Um, so through the years, we gave up quite a bit to make sure we had our family, and I think girls nowadays can learn to be more frugal, and you really don't need anything if your husband's willing to work and take care of you, and you have food, clothes, and a roof over your head. And it doesn't have to be the nicest clothes, it can just be um, whatever is at the Goodwill store. We really don't have to decorate ourselves with a lot to look good. A lot of people have a natural look, and that's kind of what most husbands like anyways. They don't like all the makeup, they don't like all the show. It's great to dress up sometimes, and there's a place for it if you do go to church, which churches are starting to open up now, a little bit here and there. But if you go to church or you go out shopping and you want to dress up, that's always nice. But when you're around the home and you want to stay in, rags, that's fine. Or if you want to look nice, which I tend to try to look somewhat decent when I'm home. But yeah, I mean, so now what happened was, as our kids left home and the younger ones have grown up more and they are not so dependent upon us, we have had time to think of ourselves a little bit more. So, with that in mind, we moved to a 3-bedroom home, and it's on this lake, and it's been great. We just have loved it so much, and it's a reward. I mean, we have enjoyed the reward of sacrifice, and this is in our later years. And even when we had not much, I mean, we certainly were not poor like people in other countries. We still had a lot for not having as much as maybe the Jones. And so, but now we have this home. We love it. We spend time kayaking on the lake. I just got back from a bike ride. Like I said, we live on country roads. So it's just, I kind of feel like it's almost like not Cinderella, but in a way, just life always changes. It always usually works out in the end. It usually gets better. If you struggle for a while, if you've had a hard time with just making sure you've had food on the table. So we want to have the long view. We want to look at things and say, maybe right now I don't have money, but once I have years down the road, once I have a little bit more money, I will have things. But again, it doesn't cost a lot to have a baby. You can have so much help because you have a baby. That's another way to have care. And I'm not saying, go out and get pregnant so that you can have food stamps, but I am saying many times when we have kids, not only are people willing to maybe give you a little bit more because you have the kids, or they may have bikes. My kids all had bikes given to them, and that was a benefit not only they enjoyed but I enjoyed. And I'm not advocating have kids to make something for yourself, but I'm saying um, we always hear how expensive kids are, but it's not always the case. I mean, many times they actually not only benefit you when they're young, but they also benefit you when they are older and they turn around and help you. And definitely when they're old enough to do their own chores, they're old enough to help out and give a hand. That helps a mother a lot, because then she's free to do other things that she needs to do. She can reach out to the community. She can do all kinds of things with her time. So we want to realize that there's not one side to the story or one perspective to the abortion debate. There's many different ways of doing things. There's many ways to think outside the box, but we definitely want to have our kids, and we want to work at it. We want to work at this abortion problem in our country. We need to pull together, work together. There's we're stronger in numbers, and if this continues, just like in the Holocaust, we are going to have many people dying, and we don't want to do that. So I just wanted to share this, and again, I feel my own story went from rags to riches. I mean, we didn't have a lot, and then we ended up having um, quite a bit. So we are really content in our life. We are not struggling with how are we going to, get the next meal on the table. And this is with me after working for a couple years, coming back home right now and just taking care of the home and my kids again and enjoying the summer over here at our home. So you don't have to have two people working in this day and age. You don't have to have two incomes. You can do other things. Something that a lot of people do too, if you do need to make more money, is you can have somebody in your home. You can rent to them, or they can just help out and give a hand. And there's just, I mean, the list goes on and on. So we want to help women have their babies. And I hope if there's any girls watching this, you will tune in and ask me anything. Ask me any questions about situations that you might need a hand. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.